Misha, babe. Misha. Hey. Hon. Misha. Baby, please. You ready to go pee-pee? Come on. You ready to go pee-pee? Come on. Let's go pee-pee. Misha. Misha. If you want to go pee-pee? Come on, baby. You ready to go pee-pee, huh? Why do you curl your leg like that, Misha? Misha. Where's your blanket? Honey, I don't know. Do you want to go? If you want to go on, go. What do you want to do, baby? I don't want you to suffer. I just don't know. I don't know if you're ready yet. If you want to go, just go. You didn't eat all your food last night. You hungry? All right. I'm going to try again. I'll wake you up in a little bit. We'll see what we're going to do, okay? Come on in. Let's go pee-pee. Okay? I'm going to put you in the movies. You're going to be a big star. Come on, hon. You don't feel good. No, easy. It's okay, hon. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's okay, hon. I don't know if it's because you can't see me that you jerked or if you're in pain. I don't know, hon. Talk to me. It's okay, baby. It's okay. All right. I'm going to let you get up on your own. If you can't, then I'll carry you. And if you don't want to go out, hon, then I think maybe it's time. I don't want you suffering, babe. All right, I'm going to get hippie ready, okay? Don't worry, honey. this is Sunday and I can't do a thing. There's nothing I can do for her or Hippie right now because it's a weekend. Please, if you can help, because I don't want to have them wait and suffer. And I just don't know what to do. I just don't have the funds right now, but I can't let them suffer, so please help me. And she's still doing this thing. I don't know what this is. It's always the rear. There's like spasms. I'm not sure if that's right. I'd like to know if these fluid injections under her fur, is true that it will cause inflammation in the pads. And if that's the case, her paws are going to remain swollen and difficult for her to walk on. So this message is for you, Dr. Spender. If that's the case, what do we do to treat the swelling in the paws, in the pads of the paws? All right. I was waiting for a call back. You said you'd get back to me by Friday of last week. I still haven't heard from you. All right. I'll reach out to you tomorrow. All right, thank you. Do you see that? That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Every time she does that, just before her back end jerks like that, see that? She makes a sound like that. This is what I called Pulaski Animal Hospital on. And they couldn't even give me the time of day. There, see? That's the shortest one. They've been longer than that. Some of them have gone on for maybe several seconds, maybe even more than 10 to 12 seconds. Sporadic. But it's not a one-time or two-time deal. It's like every not several seconds, maybe every 15 seconds. And it goes on for about a few minutes. I have to, when it gets to like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes, I have to shake her violently to get her, to stop. Misha's the type of companion that doesn't make a sound. She doesn't. See that? She won't make a sound, so you don't know if she's in pain unless you know how to read her body language. That whimpering sound is the first time I've ever heard her make a sound like that. That was not a snoring, it was a whimper. Cage, Monday, July 31st. I'm going to try to contact the Illinois Department of Financial and, what the heck is that thing called? Just a minute. The Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations. That's the people I have to talk to. I think what happened when I was speaking with Wendy from the AHA organization, I had the browser open over the camera while I was running, and after, I think that may have triggered it to shut off, causing me to lose the whole entire conversation. But again, that can easily be verified. She's aware now, especially how what has occurred up until the most recent event. So I'm gonna try to. I think I'm gonna have to just go personally and deal with them. So I'm going to call their number, the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulations. And see if I can...
Thank you for calling the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation. For English, press number 1. Para Español,
Okay.
For office hours and locations, press number 1.
1.
Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Our Chicago office is located at 555 West Monroe Street on the 5th floor. Our Springfield office is located at 320 West Washington Street on the 3rd floor. We encourage you to visit our website at www.idfpr.illinois.gov. To repeat this information, press 1. To speak to a receptionist, please press 0. Wait while I transfer your call.
Okay, well, let's see what happens, right?
Welcome to the Department of Financial and Professional Regulation Licensing Assistance Center. For English, press 1.
Para español oprimido.
For online portal questions, press 1. For assistance with a status update on an application you recently submitted, press 2. For assistance with an initial application, press 3. For assistance with an existing license or renewal, press 4. For all other inquiries or general assistance, press 5. For information on the IDFPR Healthcare Professions Licensing Fee Waiver, press 6. All calls are recorded for quality and training purposes. Please hold while we connect you to the next available representative.
I don't think I'd have much luck. Well, hey, didn't think I'd have much luck with AHA either, right?
Thank you for continuing to hold for the next available representative. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov. Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your Social Security number or Federal Employer Identification number and/or your professional license number ready.
Ooh, I don't think this is the right department. I need general information, but maybe they can help me. I can't stabilize my blood pressure and my blood sugar. I haven't been sleeping. I haven't been eating. Not well, anyway.
Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found
My
at
body's like this.
idfpr.illinois.gov.
This keeps rolling in my head. Everything.
Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your Social Security number or Federal Employer Identification number and/or your professional license number ready. We want to thank you for your patience while waiting in queue for one of our agents to take your call.
Okay.
Higher than expected call volume is driving the long wait time.
I'll wait.
We ask for your kindness
Yes.
when you speak to one of our dedicated agents,
Oh,
as they are working hard to provide
they're
the
gonna
best
disconnect
possible
soon. I heard this before I got my disconnection. Unless they pick up, it's gonna be disconnected. I bet you. Probably pretty soon. Like right now, I'm trying not. I got my girls right in front of me. I got the remains in front of me.
Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.
This is what's left of my girls. I'm not going to show you.
Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your Social Security number or Federal Employer Identification number and/or your professional license number ready.
I got my meeting with my psychiatrist tomorrow. I could use it today. Could use it last week when I had the appointment with him. You don't want to know what's going through my mind right now.
Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be
Hear
found
that? That's my
at
stomach.
idfpr.illinois.gov.
Even looking at food, I get sick.
For the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your social security number or federal employer identification number and or your professional license number ready.
I feel like jumping
We
out of my
want to
skin
thank
right
you
now.
for your patience while waiting in queue for one of our agents to take your call. Higher than expected call volume
I
is
can't even
driving
look
the
at my
long
bed.
wait time.
Because every time I look that way, I keep thinking I'm going to see them. I'm expecting to see them, and they're
They
not
are
there.
working hard to provide the best possible
My girls are
experience.
no longer going to be there at that bed. I knew they had to go, but my God, they should have gone in a timely, humane manner. Not to be tossed to the side with their data information and deleting it.
Thank you for continuing
You
to
need to
hold
do
for the
better
next
than
available
that.
representative. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov. Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your social security number or federal employer identification number and or your professional license number ready. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov. Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your social security number or federal employer identification number and or your professional license number ready. We want to thank you for your patience while waiting in queue for one of our agents to take your call. Higher than expected call volume is driving the long wait time. We ask for your kindness when you speak to one of our dedicated agents, as they are working hard to provide the best possible experience. Thank you for continuing to hold for the next available representative. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov.
Somewhere
Please
here in
continue to
Chicago.
hold for the next available representative.
Chicago, or maybe
In
I'll
order
maybe
to
Illinois,
expedite your call,
because this is maybe
please have your social security number or federal employer identification number.
I'm trying to figure out
and or
which
your
there's got
professional
to be
license number
somebody you
ready.
have to answer to have veterinary internship to like a foreign exchange type program. You need to be registered. I'm pretty sure of that, because they need to know where these students are going to be, where they can be located. They need to be kept a track of. So would that be a state government or a local municipality government that you have to
Many
register
useful
with?
articles and
Or maybe
frequently
both.
asked questions
Maybe both.
can be found at idfpr.
Maybe Chicago, and they have, and they communicate with the state.
Please continue to hold for the next available
So who
representative.
would I
In
find
order to
out about
expedite
that?
your call,
I'm going to
please
ask
have
them.
your social security number or federal employer identification
I
number
smell a rat.
and or your
dirty rat.
professional license number ready. We want to thank you for your patience while waiting in queue for one of our agents to take your call. Higher than expected call volume is driving the long wait time. We ask for your kindness when you speak to one of our dedicated agents, as they are working hard to provide the best possible experience.
Oh, by the way, that photo of the intern that is working out of Pulaski Animal Hospital, I found another one that was working on the internship program through Pulaski Animal Hospital. There's a picture of him in 2015 or 2016 outside of Pulaski Animal Hospital posing that he was finishing up his internship and he was going to get his doctorate degree in animal medicine or something like that. So this has gone on since 2015, 2016. I'm curious to know if it even goes back even further than that. I bet you it has. I hope somebody's aware of it.
Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov. Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your social security number or federal employer identification number.
I just want general information. That's all I'm asking for. Come on.
Thank you for your patience while waiting in queue for one of our agents to take your call.
Okay.
Higher than expected call volume is driving the
You've
long
said
wait
that
time.
already.
We ask for your kindness when you speak to one of our dedicated agents, as they are working hard to provide the best possible experience.
I don't want experience. I want good service.
Thank you for continuing to hold for the next available representative. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov. Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your social security number or federal employer identification number and or your professional license number ready. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov. Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your social security number or
We're already in the
federal
15
employer
minutes and
identification
7
number
seconds.
and or your professional license number ready.
They're
I
gonna,
want to thank you for your patience
they're
while
gonna
waiting
transfer me
in
to
queue
someone
for
else.
one of our
I'll
agents
bet
to
if they
take your
pick up,
call.
they're gonna
Higher
transfer
than
me to another
expected call volume
department.
is driving the long wait time. We ask for your kindness when you speak to one of our dedicated agents, as they are working hard to provide the best possible experience.
This is where my back goes. My back is full of my back goes. I'm on pain medication.
Thank you for continuing to hold for the next available representative. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov.
Come on, I'm losing patience. I'm losing patience.
Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found at idfpr.illinois.gov. Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call, please have your Social Security number or Federal Employer Identification Number and/or your professional license number ready. We want to thank you for your patience while waiting in queue for one of our agents to take your call. Higher than expected call volume is driving the long wait time. We ask for your kindness when you speak to one of our dedicated agents, as they are working hard to provide the best possible experience. Thank you for continuing to hold for the next available representative. Many useful articles and frequently asked questions can be found.
Okay, we're up to 18 minutes, 5 seconds.
idfpr.illinois.gov. Please continue to hold for the next available representative. In order to expedite your call,
Actually, this is the longest I've been on hold. This is my second call. The first one, when I got to a certain point in messaging, I noticed it cut off. Come on. Okay, I'm going to put a stop to this video right now. I'm going to remain on hold. If someone picks up, I'm going to try to restart my desktop camera as soon as I hear them. It's taking up too much memory. Okay, today's August 4th, Friday. It's 10:16. I'm doing my video journal for my records. I spoke with my Christian sister Sally Mendoza. She this is about a couple of years ago, maybe, or towards the beginning of the pandemic. I was at her house, and her and I should say, were in the kitchen, and I was having a problem with Pulaski Animal Hospital at the time, paying for, I'm not sure if it was something for Hippie or something for Misha, but at the time I was paying with a debit card. Never had problems paying with a prepaid debit card with Pulaski Animal Hospitals before. So when I went to make a payment or for something, I want to say I had called to get a price to see what it would cost me to do the dental work. I think it was for Misha, because it was at that time I had to wait for her test results for her blood test, which took, I think, either 5 or 6 days. I was told I would get it the next day, but it didn't happen that way. So it ended up that I found out that they stopped accepting debit cards. Now, I've never stiffed them with my debit card payments, but when I was told that, I said, well, who would I talk to about that? Because I said, I've been paying my everything with my prepaid debit card. So, of course, it would be Cheryl. She said, nope, can't pay with the debit card anymore. You got to be major credit card or a banking institution card, like whatever bank you do business at. So I ended up getting I borrowed the money from a good friend of mine who happens to know Cheryl. He went to school with her. It was I think it was like a $600 I was going to use to pay for the whatever procedure had to be done for it was either, to be honest with you, it was either Hippie or Misha. I can't remember exactly what, but I know that the issue was paying with a debit card. So anyway, I got my good friend to lend me the money. He gave me his stimulus check, which was on a plastic card. I don't know if it was like a prepaid government card or whatever. But anyway, so I called her, Cheryl, at Pulaski Animal Hospital from my friend's house, Sally. And while I was on the phone, my Christian sister had a caregiver there cleaning the house, so I couldn't hear Cheryl too well. So I put her on the loudspeaker. And in our conversation, we're discussing the method of payment. She, at first, didn't want to do it, but then I told her that it was coming from my friend, Bruce Fournier. That's who the card's name was on. Well, when she heard the name, she started asking questions. Well, where does Bruce live? And I told her where, and she goes, I know Bruce. So, ended up, she accepted, she had to verify that Bruce was actually lending me his stimulus, or giving me his stimulus payment to cover the bill. After he acknowledged her, he spoke with her briefly. I called her back from my sister Sally's house, and she said, "Yeah, I spoke with Bruce." He said, "And yeah, I'll accept it." So I accepted. She accepted the payment, and we were talking very briefly, and then I said something to the effect that, "Thanks, Cheryl. You're not going to regret this." But the whole entire time I was talking to her, you can tell by the tone in her voice that she was annoyed. And when I said, "Thanks, you're not going to regret this," her quick response to me was, "I'm already regretting it," and she abruptly hung up on me. And it was pretty rude the way she did it. You could tell that she wasn't too pleased. But to say that I'm already regretting it was very unprofessional. So I didn't know if my Christian sister heard it because I had it on a loudspeaker, but I said, "Did you hear that?" I said, she said she's already regretting it. And my Christian sister said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, that wasn't very nice." I said, "Yeah, I know." So I'm going to call my Christian sister Sally. Now, mind you, she's 80 years old. We'll see how well she remembers. But I think it's important that I get this documented, that my Christian sister was in the room when I was having the conversation with Cheryl, and that I reiterated what Cheryl had told me after she hung up on me without giving me a chance to say at least goodbye to her. We'll see. Well, let's see if we can get a hold of my Christian sister Sally first of all. She doesn't hear the phone very well. So.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 773-939-0473 is not available.
Right, maybe she'll call back.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Sally, it's David. If you're not sleeping, can you give me a call? All right, bye. Okay, well, she might be in bed already. I don't know. I had intended on calling her earlier, but I didn't have a chance. So anyway, for my records, I want to have everyone know that And this is the type of ongoings that happen at this institution. It amazes me that people are led to believe that you're dealing with an institution that is caring for those less fortunate to speak for themselves, and I'm referring to your pets. You have to be their voice. I am the voice for I was the voice for my two girls. Okay, I'm trying to hold back my emotions right now because it could, just like that, it could happen at any time, and once it does, I have no control over it. I miss them. I want them back. So we'll see if my Christian sister calls. If she does, I'll start the video again. There won't be any introductions. I'll just maybe try to link or fuse these two videos together. But I don't know if she's going to call. So if not, I'll just do this again tomorrow. Or if she does call, then I'll start the video again. All right. Oh, did you turn your phone on? I tried calling you a little while ago.
Yeah, I'm sitting out. Yeah, it's on. I'm sitting out here in front with Ingrid and Chava and the lady from the
Oh, the one that sells the Tupperware. Are you talking about her?
No, Ingrid's landlady.
Oh, okay.
Her and Chava and myself and Ingrid.
All right. Well, you know what? Then I'll just let you get back to your gathering.
What are you doing?
Well, I called because I wanted to get to get that statement that we were talking about concerning what was it, a couple of years ago. But you know what? I'll do that. I'll do that later. I'll let you. I don't want to bother you right now. What time are you gonna be? What time are you gonna go in the house?
Oh no, maybe about 9 o'clock.
Can I? It's 8:15. Can I call you at 9:15?
Yeah, call me 9:15.
Okay, then I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye bye. She turned on her phone after I called her. Okay, so I want to get that statement. I don't know how I'm going to pull through. Every day, my heart, there's like a hole in it. Here I'm looking at my girls in a box. I can't get these pictures out of my mind. Their last moments. How do I know? Maybe they wanted to stay. I know with Misha, she was fighting me. She didn't want to go. She knew. And that's what kills me right now. She was my soulmate. She didn't want to go. She did not want to go. But I had to. She was suffering. Oh. I feel like a monster. I can't get the image out of my head. I didn't want her to go. I didn't want her to go. I want her back. I want them both back. Every day it's like I feel like every breath I take as my last. I can't even think of food. All I think about is them. And that's it. There's no more. I needed them. I needed them. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I can't replace my... That's out of the question. I can't. I just can't. I just can't. I had a neighbor a couple houses down. Yesterday he called me in the early morning. And I was just... I woke up out of bed and I start crying. I just opened my eyes and I start freaking crying. And then he calls me, right? And he senses there's something wrong. I tell him I miss him. But then he starts talking about, you need another... I was telling my friend, blah, blah, blah. He says, you need another dog. And I had this conversation with my friend here. And this would have made the third time I told him no. And he wants to buy me another Shar-Pei. And I told him no. I told him no twice before. This makes number 3. But he kept being persistent. And I was getting madder because I cannot replace... For me, they just passed away. I can't just think, oh, I'm getting another one. No. They meant more to me than anything I can even ever think I've ever wanted in my life that I didn't deserve. Every morning I wake up and I look and I don't see them. I can't even cook for myself because all my days I've cooked for them. I have a hole in my heart right now, but there's just no filling it. There's no replacing that void, and not in this world. But all I can think of is them suffering. And why are they suffering? Because I had somebody that didn't do their job. See, now, this is consuming me. This is what happens. It's what people that have problems like me need an outlet. Mine were my 2 girls. I can't even refer to them as pets because that's below their dignity as far as I'm concerned. What they've done for me in my time of need is priceless. And I promised God I would take care of them. And I told that person that too. I know I did. I don't know what's going to happen to me. All I know is I can't live without them. I can't live here. I gotta put my bed back together because, excuse me, towards the end with Misha, she either fell off the ramp or something, had a seizure, I'm not sure, but it was too dangerous for her now. So I took the bed apart, took the frame apart, put the mattress on the carpet on the floor. That way she can just walk off. I'll never see them again. I don't know if I'll ever get to heaven to see them. Oh. I never thought I'd have anything make such a big impact in my life before. Never. Every minute, every second, every hour of the day, it's just them. It's all that goes through my head is them. There's no excuse. There's no excuse why you had to do what you did. That's not your job, to delete files or not return calls, because part of your duty, Cheryl, as an office manager, is to address issues with the client, the customer. 40 years? Did you get that comfortable? Can't even do your job. I'm going to make sure that this doesn't happen again at Pulaski Animal Hospital. I don't want anybody else to go through what I had to go through. But not as much as my physical and emotional state, but the suffering that you caused for my girls unnecessarily. If you didn't want to talk to me, that's fine. Because you know what, I don't want to talk to you. Every time I call, I cringe when they said, "Do you want to talk to Cheryl?" Your job was to take care of them, not postpone their, possible treatment, or, maybe saving them from any further suffering and bring them in to be put down humanely, which you didn't do. You put a student to apply a catheter to Hippie that's not even from this country, an intern. You didn't get my authorization to do that. Here I was thinking it was a new employee. I find out it's an intern from a intern medical student exchange that I don't even know if Dr. Spinder is registered to do that. Because you people lie. You destroyed my world. You turned my world upside down now, right? Mm-mm. No. You should act like a business. You shouldn't try to play God. You decide who dies, who lives, who suffers. That's not your job, office manager. Your job is to address any issues the customer has. And then you get the owner who seems to be okay with it. Yeah. I'm sure you'll be seeing my review soon. We'll see what you have to say about that. I hope you do address me, Dr. Spinder. Maybe you should feel guilty about what you did. Part of your veterinarian code of ethics is not to turn your back on a dog or pet or animal. And according to one of your old Google response to, which I was surprised it was a 2-star review, you replied to, concerning the username Oink Oink, about how he was upset that just before he was able to pay for his services, the receptionist runs out because there was a dying dog or a dead dog in the parking lot. And you responded to that. And you said, you made it clear that regardless if the dog is dying or dead, it's procedure, protocol that my staff is told to drop what they're doing and attend to that animal. You didn't do that with Misha, did you? I get the okay to bring her in because I thought she was dying. I had told the girl how I found her. Your doctors said, we'll be waiting for her. Bring her in. I did that. And then you say no. No. You didn't even, if you couldn't do it, you should have called me. I would have dealt with you people later. But I had to carry my girl back home, not knowing what caused it. But yet you make a response like that, which I made a photocopy of it. I took a Snapchat shot of it, screenshot. So I'll be posting that, and we'll see what people think about your double standards. Your own words. Your staff are instructed to drop everything they're doing and tend to that either dying dog or dead dog. Your own words. You posted it. You didn't do that for my Misha. You didn't give my girl Hippie any dignity. You stick a couple of amateur students, unsupervised. 8 to 9 minutes of pure agony for me, for Hippie. Yeah, I lost it with them. After if you'd have seen how she inserted that needle and the reaction that my poor girl had to go through, yeah, I started yelling. And now I feel justified because you must be making some money from that, bringing interns from Poland, having them stay at your place. You're like a host, like a foreign exchange student host. Hosts do get paid, so I'm not too sure, but I'm going to find out because I think you're supposed to be registered to do that. I don't know if you are or not. You claim you are, but you know what? I don't believe anything that you say or Pulaski Animal Hospital has to say. Let me ask you, did you address the issue with Cheryl deleting the files? Maybe you should be more concerned about finding out who deleted them and why wasn't the information passed on. But I don't think you did that. I'll find out. You hurt my girls.